I have no idea why you guys are doing this. Yeah, you can show me your search warrant before you go through my house.
You're listening to Time to Talk. Well, millions of people around the world have seen it. The footage of a young Melbourne mum, Zoe Buller, being arrested for a Facebook post where she is alleged to have incited Australians in Melbourne to break enforceable lockdown laws. Bren Edge and Jessica Pinkston are among thousands who are mortified at this footage. Welcome, Bren and Jessica.
Thanks for having me.
Good morning.
Tell us, Jessica, when you saw this footage, what was going through your head? This is something that many Australians wouldn't think we would ever have seen in Australia.
Absolute shock. And I don't know whether to be shocked about seeing it in Australia or not. I almost feel like, have we been heading that way for many years? I live in the States now, and so I was up late last night when I saw it come through on social media and immediately started tweeting it out to Sky News and anyone I could think of, because I just felt inside myself that this could not pass by quietly, because it was such an extraordinary breach of our rights.
I own this house.
There it is. There's a search warrant.
Search warrant for what?
Now, what I will explain to you is if you want to listen, you got your phone going.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Right. Now, you're under arrest in relation to incitement.
Incitement?
What's that? Now, you're not obliged to say or do anything, but anything you say or do may be given evidence.
Excuse me, incitement for what? What on earth? Excuse me, what on earth?
Just put
It's amazing stuff, isn't it, Bren? When I think about this, I think of this young lady, regardless of what we think about her views, she expressed views on Facebook. I couldn't help but think of people like Andrew Bolt, Alan Jones, Sam Newman, who are all saying similar things, yet the police decided to zone in and target, a young pregnant mother.
It makes for great footage, I can tell you. It's the pinnacle of it, I reckon. I'm actually an ex-police officer myself, and to do what they did just goes against the core.
And this woman was arrested for not inciting violence. As Bren said, the post that she created was asking people to abide by social distancing rules, to wear masks, and to just gather peacefully. And the fact that she could get arrested for making a suggestion, they hadn't even physically gathered yet. She just made the suggestion that they could gather for this, and she got arrested. That is so much more extreme to me than what is happening in the US.
Excuse me, what on earth?
Just put your phone down.
Can you record
relation
this?
to-
I'm in my pajamas.
What's
I have
this?
an ultrasound in an hour. because
Yeah,
I'm
she's
pregnant.
pregnant, so
I'll take it easy.
What's
In
this
relation
about?
to
But I
a
have an
face-
ultrasound
Just let me
in
finish.
an hour.
Let me finish and I'll explain. It's in relation to a Facebook post in relation to a lockdown protest you put on for Saturday.
Yeah, and I wasn't breaking any laws by doing
You
that.
are actually. You are breaking the law. That's why I'm arresting you in relation to
In
incitement.
front
How
of
can
my
you arrest
children,
her?
In
That's-
front of my 2 children.
Can't you
Jessica, you're an Australian person living in the United States. You've actually said that Australians need to wake up. What do we need to wake up to here?
Look, I think Australia has been suffering from what I'm about to explain to you. I think Australia has been suffering from for decades now, in that Australia sees America as the cool kid that they need to suck up to. Whether it's been a social trend, a fashion trend, any kind of movement, Australia will see what the US is doing presented by Australian media in a very small, narrow mindset. And then Australia runs with that to the extreme because they want America to think that they're cool. Here in the States, even though we've had more cases, you can still freely travel throughout the country, and you can still travel internationally too. I had actually called the CDC coronavirus hotline to ask them if it was a mandatory 14-day quarantine that you have to have when you come back from traveling internationally. And they said, no, it's a suggestion. It's not mandatory. But the things that are happening in Australia right now are being forced upon people. They are forced mandatory policies. And that's not okay. If people don't wake up to the rights that they're losing right now, how far is it going to go? Is it going to become like communist Chinese party rule.
Can't you just say to her, take the post down? Like, come
I'm
on.
happy to
Not
delete the post. This is ridiculous.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I have to give you these cautionary rights. You understand?
Yeah, that's
You're
fine.
not-
Like, I'm
not
happy to
advised
delete the
say
post.
do
This is
anything.
ridiculous.
You
Like,
can
this is
say
in front of
do,
me. That's
maybe
fine.
giving evidence. You understand that?
Yeah, that's fine. But my 2 kids are here. I have an ultrasound in an hour. Like, I'm happy to
Let me
delete
finish.
the post.
You also have the right to communicate with or to communicate with a legal practitioner. You understand those rights?
What's going on here, Bren?
The underlying emotion is anger, frustration. I was enraged when I saw it, and I just banged out on my computer as much info as I could. And I'm thinking probably 90% of the population are feeling the same way. Things are coming to a head now.
You understand those rights?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a bit unfair. Come on, mate.
No,
What about she just doesn't do the event? Like, it's not like she's done it.
Well,
She
you've
made a
already
post.
committed the offence. So I'm not going to.
So that's an offence.
Now, the search warrant entitles us, and we're required to seize any computers, any mobile devices you have.
Yeah.
Bren, the government does need to take measures, though, surely. To play devil's advocate, the government needs to do something. Have they gone about this the right way?
No. Look, I'm a big thing on statistics, and there's only been 40 people under the age of 70 who have died, which gives you a survival rate of, are you ready for it? I've got to get my fingers out, 99.99995% chance of surviving if you're under 70.
And Bren, I can bet you that those few people that were under the age of 70 probably had other morbidities that contributed to the demise.
That information the government doesn't give out too freely because that buggers up their statistics.
Any computers, any mobile devices you have.
Yeah. Can I just get your badge there, mate? It's all there.
Okay. You understand?
No, I don't really understand what I've done wrong. I really don't understand what this is ridiculous.
This is a lot of stress on her too. She's pregnant. Like, come on. I'm relaxed. This is just very unfair.
Last question to you both. People listening to this may say that you're deniers of COVID. That's not the case, though, is it? You're just saying that we need to put this in perspective.
It's a flu virus, no different from any other flu virus we get every year, and it does the same thing. It kills off the sick and the elderly. That's just what viruses do, and it's just been picked up by the media and the politicians as a football and a smokescreen for what other things they're doing.
I personally know a handful of people close to me who have caught the virus, but most of them had just mild flu symptoms. One fellow did end up in the hospital on a respirator, but again, he was an elder gentleman and he had other health issues too. So I think the best thing that people can advocate for right now is to maintain a healthy lifestyle, improve your immune system, and you'll be in the best position that you can to circumvent this virus. We're not saying that it doesn't exist. We're just saying that it's something that we don't need to be going to these extremes, I think, for something that, like Bren said, is essentially another flu virus.
Bren and Jessica, thank you so much for your time.
Hey,
Thank you, Tim.
We seize any computers and all tablets. Just let me finish. Any mobile telephone you've got, okay? So what we want is any mobile telephone you've got.
You don't need that.
No, it's actually my sister's phone. It's not
Yeah,
my
it's
name.
her sister. So.
Doesn't matter. Any device in this house we're taking.
This is
Well,
ridiculous.
you're not taking my phone.
Well,
I'm taking any device, mate.
any
That's
device.
my phone. It's nothing to do with her. It's my phone.